Welcome to another episode and another week of Countdown to Infinity, an Avengers podcast. We talk all things Marvel Cinematic Universe, the movies, the TV shows.
The series.
The series. What is that? Plural?
Cereal.
The cereal. The Marvel
cereals,
Fruit
the
Loops.
merchandise.
We're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And look, it's no secret.
We're gonna be honest here.
Look, Loki's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming up, I believe, June 9th or 6th.
One of those. If not one, then the other.
Yes. So that's happening.
Yeah.
And we're going to have an episode coming out after each episode of that.
Right.
So,
an episode after the episodes.
And that's just in a couple...
An episode of us after an episode of them.
Yeah. So we're going to be watching and doing an episode by episode series June 9th. Wednesday, June 9th. It's coming out on Wednesday, June 9th, which is just, next week?
Is it June 9th?
It's June 9th.
Got it.
And it's happening next week. So we'll be
That's
back.
a few days before your birthday.
I know.
I'm not going to say when your birthday is because I don't want people to know, but oh my God.
Yeah, I'd hate to get birthday wishes.
Yeah.
I don't like well wishers.
Shit.
Leave me alone. But we'll be doing an episode by episode talk on Loki as it comes out. But this week may be one of our last ones where we're just talking news.
Yeah.
Until it's Loki time.
Got it.
I know we promised a second episode last week. We're recording that to be released this week.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we didn't miss this Monday, huh?
No, we did not. Hey, Monday.
My name's Emmanuel.
I just called you Monday.
Yeah.
But my name is Sofia. Sorry. And so we are for sure going to do an ep by ep starting June 9th for Loki that's going to be coming out. And I mean, I've been super excited about it for the longest time just because Loki is one of my absolute favorite bad guy, good guy, bad guys. And I don't know if it's going to be like WandaVision. Obviously we've been talking about this before just because it's related to the pod and we've been super stoked about it. But I'm kind of thinking that they're going to for sure time travel and each episode is going to take place in maybe a different time.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah, and it looks like it's serving as a sort of penance or a sentence for his
Loki.
Misdeeds. So we'll have to see. We can dive in. And there is, a comic book series that explores a lot of the imagery that we've already seen in the trailers.
Yeah.
But Marvel cinematic stuff, it's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about some of the news, and then we are going to take a fun quiz.
Okay.
All right.
BuzzFeed?
Yeah, it's a BuzzFeed quiz.
Got it. When you say fun, is it fun?
Yeah, this one's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say, here's a little teaser for the listeners and for you.
Okay.
It's kind of related to
Marvel.
The Handmaid's Tale that we've been watching.
We've been watching that for the first time. Yeah, we've been binging it. And so far, so good.
Good for no one.
Yeah, no,
like the characters,
I'm saying our pacing is so far so good because we're trying to
It's a
keep
rough
up
watch
with
sometimes too.
Oh my gosh, so many slow-mos.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching a DC movie.
Yeah, okay. All right. I meant like rough in terms of what happens to the people in it. It's pretty good.
That's pretty
And actually the director Carrie Scoggin of a lot of the episodes did
was it Wanda?
No. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That's what it was.
So a lot of her visual style is in this. But we digress. So let's kick it off with some news.
Okay.
Some of it is pretty vague, and that's that some movies have already moved around in Phase 4, but they are untitled movies.
Oh, so we don't know which one's which.
Yeah, so they moved back a year, so we have no idea what movies these are.
Phase 4 moved back a year?
No, just some of the movies in Phase 4. So the October 7th movie.
That's a fun tongue twister. Fun from Phase 4. Okay.
Some fun films from Phase 4 have finally fluctuated their... Okay, I'm done.
Their final release dates.
But there's an untitled Marvel movie that was supposed to release October 7th of 2022, and that's been pushed back an entire year to October 6th of 2023.
Okay.
The same for the November 10th, 2023 Marvel movie that is now pushed back a little bit further. But it's kind of, you never know what these movies are, but that kind of...
With this climate, you really just... Everything is still kind of up in the air, even with theaters being open again. Oh, we recently went to the theater.
Yeah. Hey, and I will say this. The theaters are kind of back.
Yeah, they're kind of back. Well, at least here where we live, everything's kind of already open in Texas.
Yeah.
But Yeah, but to be fair, theaters have upgraded during this time that they were closed. Like, our seats were pretty far apart from one another, and I felt pretty comfortable being back inside of the theater. Everything seemed pretty clean. And of course, like, you take your own precautions just as an individual, but it was pretty nice to be back. Like, and we were in a public theater this time, not where we rented one out, but it was public, and it was pretty great.
Yeah, and this last week the CDC dropped their mask requirement for movie theaters if you're vaccinated. Of course, hopefully you are vaccinated.
Yes.
And the numbers are coming in for Quiet Place Part 2, which is the movie that we watched.
Yeah.
And they're really good. So The Quiet Place Part 2 is looking like it's going to make over $70 million.
Whoa.
And that is more than Quiet Place Part 1. And that movie released before a pandemic.
Krasinski, I see you.
Cruella's doing really well, even though it's also on Disney Plus.
So Cruella, we kind of waited to watch it at home.
Yeah.
But that was
pretty fun.
Gosh, Emma,
and Fast,
love you, girl. So
F9,
amazing.
the new Fast and Furious movie, it hasn't even been released in the United States. It's already made. Are you ready? $230 million overseas.
Louise.
So I think that people had suggested that folks are going to run back to the movie theaters.
Yeah, just because everybody misses.
Yeah, and there are movies you want to.
Same thing with traveling.
There are movies you want to see in a theater. A Quiet Place, Cruella to some extent, but definitely Fast and Furious. That it looks like it's happening.
I don't think I would have enjoyed the Quiet Place, A Quiet Place 2 as much as we did in the theaters, just because you need that surround sound, deep bass to like match all the cuts and all the
quiet
suspense and everything from that movie. So and it was so good. If you haven't already watched it, go watch it. It's a good one. I know it's not Marvel related, but man, that's a good flick.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of distraction when you're watching anything at home.
Yeah.
So
we got our cats, we got our dog.
So I feel like if you're going in to watch Quiet
break.
Yeah, if you're watching Quiet Place 2, you're only focused on that, and it's pretty spooky. Get in there, get scared.
Yeah, I will say I jumped more at this one than I did the first one.
Yeah,
so I was like,
but that's a good sign for, and this kind of leads to our second story now. But Quiet Place Part 2 doing well, it means that it's more than likely Black Widow is also going to do pretty good.
Oh man, yeah, for sure.
And then
because that one people have been like scratching and itching to get it.
Yeah, big difference there though is Black Widow will be available for people to buy at home
as well
on Disney Plus Premier Access. So
like Cruella,
just like Cruella. So there will still be people who decide to go that route. But our second news story is Marvel's Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
So financial analysts are lining it up to be something closer to maybe the pop culture relevance of Black Panther.
Oh, nice.
Because Disney has committed to a theatrical only opening for Shang-Chi. They're going to hold a 45-day exclusive window.
Okay.
Which is more than they did for Black Widow. So they're really thinking it's going to do pretty good.
Nice.
This has been a movie that Shang-Chi has been like the big kung fu superhero for Marvel. They've been trying to make this movie forever.
Right.
Stan Lee famously offered the role to Bruce Lee's son Brandon Lee before he died on The Crow, which was kind of a crazy accident on set. So this has been a movie that's been a long time coming, but the fact that Disney is releasing it around the world only in theaters and nowhere else basically means
big deal.
They're really excited and they think it's going to do pretty well.
Well, I mean, we're probably for sure going to see it.
Yeah. It'll be
the
kind of.
The cast is amazing.
Oh, the cast is.
You got Awkwafina back in Disney again.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she shot this one before she did Raya, like the voiceover for Raya stuff. But I'm just happy to see her like actually on something Disney related, like full face.
You're happy she has her full face on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simu Liu, he has famously tweeted that he wanted this role and then got it. Michelle Yeoh, who is in Crazy Rich Asians, is in this, and she's like a legendary actress. We've seen her everywhere. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting movie, and just goes to show that this could be the first blockbuster hit of since the pandemic.
Is this the one that was finished post? Oh wait, was it post? No, finished. before the pandemic, and then now,
same. Yeah, I think
like they waited forever to have it actually released.
Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals. Those 3 movies have been done for over a year.
Wow, and they were just waiting on it.
And they're just sitting here, waiting to release them, and it looks like it's finally happening. And I say that Shang-Chi might be the first big blockbuster since COVID.
Eternals is pretty.
Well, just because Black Widow is coming out at home as well, so I anyone who wants to watch it, but Shang-Chi and then of course Eternals afterwards. These might be the sign that at least all of the Marvel fans are coming back.
Yeah.
And say what you want about Quiet Place, but I don't know. Do you think people are bringing their kids to Quiet Place?
Oh,
can you imagine if they were?
I mean, if you
you know what, the kids are really important in that, like Stranger Things, like they're very important.
But I feel like smaller children would be more focused on the monsters than anything.
That would be nightmares.
They would just constantly be looking for them on screen.
That's a lot of screaming. They couldn't handle the quiet.
Lot of murders.
Yeah, but I mean, if you wanted to share with your kid.
A nice family movie.
Or being like, you could be strong. You can watch Quiet Place Part 2. But Shang-Chi and Black Widow.
About Shang-Chi.
I see. Yeah. That's when we'll know whether the families are going back.
It's a family movie, but maybe don't bring your kids.
Yeah, don't bring them. All right. Well, this is kind of outside of the MCU, but maybe potentially in the MCU. And that's some news from the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Spider-Man famously is a Sony property not owned by Marvel, or the Marvel Studios. And there's a really interesting deal that they have where they get to use Spider-Man in movies if Sony lets them cross over sometimes.
Yeah.
And this past week it was announced that Aaron Taylor Johnson from Kick-Ass and from Godzilla.
Is he Kick-Ass himself? Mm-hmm. Wait. I forgot he was in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, he glowed up.
Yeah, he did.
He is going to be Kraven the Hunter, one of Spider-Man's most infamous villains in a spin-off movie in the Spider-Verse, but it's kind of interesting. So there's basically 900 characters in the Spider-Man universe.
Okay.
900 characters that are owned by Sony that Marvel can't really touch right now.
Without
like
Sony's
Venom.
permission.
Yeah, and Morbius, which we know is coming out with Jared Leto. But it appears there is a plan for them all to come together in some kind of Spider-Verse.
How did they just buy Spider-Man only, but then everything else they were just like, nah?
I think this was during the 80s. Marvel had
the Tony Maguire. Oh, it was before Tony.
This was before that. This is well before that. Marvel had money issues. They were going to go bankrupt, and so
as before in movies.
Perlmutter, who I won't say any names. Some of the people in charge of Marvel said in order to make money, we need to sell off the rights to each of our characters individually. So that happened. Disney got the rights to what was considered the worst characters, Iron Man,
and they flipped
Thor, the ones that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man went to Sony, X-Men went to Fox,
that's right.
Punisher went to like these smaller studios, and they split them all up. But Disney's slowly been buying them all back. They bought Fox, so X-Men's back, Fantastic Four is back.
Yeah.
But yes, Sony still has Spider-Man and all 900 characters in the Spider-Man universe. So it'll be interesting. But the producers of at Sony say that they want everyone to see No Way Home.
Okay.
Which is the newest Spider-Man movie, because they're like, well,
but that's Marvel.
They could be crossing over, yeah.
Is it both then? Like, just I don't remember if both screens flash. If it's Marvel and then it's Sony.
So the interesting thing about the deal that they struck, because they have to strike this deal basically every movie, or else it's not going to happen. Sony pays for the movie and they get the box office, but Marvel Studios gets creative control, quote unquote.
So is that with everything that Spider-Man is in? Because what happened with Endgame and Infinity War and all that jazz? Because Spider-Man's technically in those.
Yeah, so it's part of the deal is they have a certain number of cameos of Spider-Man or movies that Spider-Man gets to be in. That's Marvel. And in exchange, the Spider-Man standalone movies, Sony technically pays for, produces. But Kevin Feige has creative control over that part still. But
that's cool.
Sony can put Tom Holland in any of their movies too if they want to.
Oh, so he's part of it.
He's part of it. He's part of that deal, baby. But it looks like we may be getting a lot more collabs with the MCU, and it may have its own universe at Sony. Like Tom Holland may pop in some Sony Spider-Verse movies.
He wasn't in
and pop in.
He wasn't in Spider-Verse, was he?
No, he wasn't in the animated movie. I'm talking about like the live action Spider-Verse that's happening right now. Because Venom with Tom Hardy came out, and the second one's coming out this year, and that's in the same universe
That'd
as
be crazy
Tom Holland.
If Tom Holland and Tom Hardy were in the same
Tom
movie.
Holland is... do you remember? Have you seen Venom?
No, I had never. I was going to watch it with you because you watched it like on the way to Australia.
On the plane. I watched it on a plane, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm going to just sleep instead. And I just slept instead.
Morbius is really interesting because characters from Tom Holland Spider-Man is in it. And all of these movies from Sony are in the same universe as Tom Holland. So it'll be really interesting to see if he pops in there. We keep saying interesting.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's interesting.
Interesting. I'm going to move past one of these. We're going to, here's another piece of news, and then I'll stop. There's a really spoiler one I'm not going to say.
Okay.
But this week, also big news, something we kind of already knew that happened, but Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron himself, confirmed that he is Moon Knight in the Disney Plus series. This was already rumored and somewhat confirmed, but he took pictures of himself with concept art himself and said, "We are Moon Knight."
That's awesome.
He's like a really fun, screwed up Batman is what I'll say. But for the Marvel.
He's the MCU version of
Batman. A little bit more like...
rebellious?
I would say mystical stuff, which is really interesting.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So like actual powers instead of just like a belt.
I don't think he actually... Oh, yeah, I guess so, yeah. Because he dies and comes back, if I'm not mistaken.
Spoiler.
Sorry.
What? Jeez.
Anyways.
That's so fun. I love Oscar. Yeah. He's cool.
All right, so that's it for the news. Again, we will be back to talk about Loki. We're going to play a quiz right now. I'm going to airdrop something to your phone.
Oh, gosh. I mess this up every time, but we will try. Wait, hang on. Wait, let me unlock my phone first. Okay, it's done.
But we're going to watch some Loki, and then it's a chance for us to talk about Tom Holland, who's been in the MCU for like a decade.
Yeah.
He's been in for forever, since Thor. So I guess even... He, you know what? Now that Robert Downey Jr. is gone, he's one of the
so funny.
He's one of the veterans of the MCU. Tom Hiddleston,
which is so. Wait, Hiddleston.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston, Loki.
Oh, you said Tom Holland at the beginning. Okay, so it says pick 12 baby names to find. Oh yeah,
now it's time for our quiz.
Yeah, pick 12 baby names to find out which new Marvel show you're most like. That's fun. This is going to be by the community contributor, certified Marvel fan. So hey, sounds like us, huh?
Yeah, certified by no one. But this is exciting because we've been watching Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
And there's a lot of babies being picked.
While reading the title, I was like, how is this even?
Babies.
But yeah, okay, I understand. And then also their names too, because they have to change their names. So
we're gonna pick 12 of them. I don't think there's gonna be a ton of room for discussion because we're just picking names. But maybe there's some. And you know what? This is interesting because by the end of this, maybe we will figure out what to name our love child.
Right. Right. Okay.
The bun that I'm putting in the oven.
All right. I'll read number one.
Ding, ding, ding. The bun's done.
Choose a name to start. So you got Carmen, Jules, Evelyn, Brooke, Nicole, or Taylor.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
I've picked mine.
You did?
I feel like I've seen a lot of... I don't want to disparage... Let's not disparage any names because you never know who's listening.
Yeah, no.
But I feel like I've seen a lot of little girls named Brooke recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Choose another name. So we got Dylan, James, Matt, Walter, Michael, or Peter.
Michael?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm thinking, let's see, Bob Dylan, James Woods, Walter White, Michael
Yeah, that's what
Scott.
I was thinking of too when I saw Walter. Dylan is my cousin's name. James is one of my students' names. Matt is is your brother-in-law. Yeah. Walter, I just think of Walter White. Peter, I think about Peter Pan or Peter Piper Pizza.
Or Peter Parker.
Or Peter Parker. And then Michael, I think about Michael Scott. So all of these are connected to something.
Yeah.
All right. Which of these names would you like to name your kid? We got Adriana, Brienne, Sylvia, Amanda, Tessa, or Jennifer. Ooh. Okay, now we got girls' names. I like Brienne because Brienne of Tarth. I'm done.
I like Jennifer because if she dates someone name that starts with B, we can call her Benifer, just like the famous Jennifer Lopez
and Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Okay.
relationship.
That's
They're
not
back,
good,
baby.
That's not a good relationship.
They're back, baby.
Okay. He slept with his nanny. Anyways.
Okay.
So choose another name. You got John, Robert, Leo, River, Noah, or Oliver. Now when I see the name River, I think about the circle.
Wow.
Because there was a catfish named River. Spoiler.
I like Oliver.
You like Oliver? I like Oliver too. I think of Oliver and Company. Why should I worry?
I think of Oliver, the musical with the little orphans. They're like, please, sir, can I have more?
Aw, I like
And then he
Leo.
laughs
Leo's
and he's
cool.
like, more.
All right, and another. You got Rachel, Mary, Elizabeth, Susan, June, or Alice. June is super handmade.
Yeah, June is the name of the Handmaid's Tale lady.
Okay. I think Mary's in there too, actually.
And Elizabeth Moss plays the handmaid.
Snap. Okay. So pick another name that stands out to you. You got Daniel, William, Ethan, Chris, Henry, or Alex. So when I was like 14, I was already thinking about baby names for a boy, and I loved.
When you were 14?
Yeah, I loved the name Ethan. I don't know what it was, but I just loved that name, and now I don't. So.
Babies making babies.
When I was younger, I don't know why I had this whole image in my mind. I was like, oh my God. Ethan,
you know what that is?
Ethan just sounds like he's going to be so smart and like he's going to be a great kid and blah,
like
blah.
Ethan Hawke.
Now I'm like, it's just Ethan. I don't think it's like, I mean, it's a great name, but it's not my all-time favorite.
You know what you are? You're babies naming babies.
Yes, I was.
You were a baby naming a baby.
Mm-hmm. And then now we have Bella. Oh, Bella. Ava, Mia, Charlotte, Michelle, and Emma.
Hey, I would pick Charlotte, but I'm a Samantha.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm a Carrie.
I'm just kidding. I'm not Samantha. I couldn't. I don't have that kind of libido.
Ava. Well, Bella is my goddaughter's sister's name. Okay. And then another one, Lucas.
Are we really going to name 12 babies? Oh, my gosh.
Lucas, Ben, Liam, Owen, Joseph, or Dave. Huh.
Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hank. Hank's the name of the zombie in
I thought of Hank Hill.
the thing. Yeah.
And then the next one we have Scarlett, Amelia Bedelia, Ruby, Mia, Abigail, or Sophie.
That's you. I would name my daughter after you.
But this is spelled with a PH. Mine is an F. So there's that. And I like Scarlet because of Scarlet Witch. I'll do Scarlet.
Okay.
And then we have Jackson, Aiden, Matthew, Luke. Another Luke. Didn't we have a Luke last time? Gabriel or Julian?
Skywalker.
Yeah, that's what I chose. Which of these do you love? You got Jade. Oh, that's my cousin's name. She's a very interesting person. I love Jade. Harper, Luna, Allison, Chloe, that's my dog's name, or Madison.
Would you ever name someone after your dog after you've had a dog that?
No. Every time I hear the name Chloe, I think of my dog. So
what about Cosmo? If you hear that someone's named Cosmo,
I don't think I've ever met anybody named Cosmo.
Wow.
I think that's why I was so comfortable with naming him Cosmo, because I was like, there's no Cosmo.
Wow. Okay.
Which is funny because he's named after a human named Cosmo.
Yeah.
So, and then finally, your last names to pick from are Andrew, Nathan, Thomas, Jonathan, Austin, or Miles. Ooh,
strong college
right?
boy names. Do you want to go to Austin's house and then we can go to Miles Boat Club?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so are we gonna do the same thing where we like talk about the description first? And
yeah,
then
go
you
ahead.
have to choose it. Okay, so here we go. You're most like, and then it says a TV show. You're extremely intelligent, introverted, and calculating. And will seize the moment. You may have a tough exterior and can be ruthless in your ways, but deep down, you know that you are a good person. And so do the ones who love you.
That WandaVision.
Oh, and one more thing. You're very stubborn and will achieve anything you set your mind to.
WandaVision.
No, not WandaVision.
Wow.
I know.
Okay, it's a series.
It is a series.
How many series are? So future series as well.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I really don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I know.
Okay, so future series are in the game. Okay.
Yeah, it's just any Disney series ever.
Oh, but it's Marvel.
It is Marvel.
Okay, so all Marvel Disney series.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, I mean, it's like select few.
Stubborn. Is it Loki?
It is.
Okay.
I got Loki. Isn't that
Wow.
cool?
Yeah. That's true. Okay, here's mine. Ready?
Okay.
You're most like blank.
Okay.
You're a bold and daring person, not true. With a deep sense of loyalty and protectiveness, not true. You're courteous, no way. Just and strong-hearted, but with a mysterious side which no one can figure out. That's true. Okay. Overall, you're very brave, protective, loyal, and mysterious. They keep throwing that in there. That's interesting.
Is it WandaVision?
No.
It's a series.
It's a series.
Have we watched it?
No,
No.
Sophia, that's not fair because yeah.
Is it Falcon?
Yeah, it's Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was going to say that's not fair. If I say yes, then you would know exactly what it is because we've only seen 2 of the series. But yeah, cool. I you know what? I wonder if baby names is I don't know how that correlates with a Disney Plus
Maybe it's just
Marvel
the sounding
series.
names. Like if you chose all the strong ones, and you're going to be.
Oh, true. If they're like, are these names that are in
or if
their
you chose,
characters?
I chose like Luke and Leo and like all the like kind of not like weird.
Wait a minute,
names,
all
like,
L names?
No,
Loki?
No,
That's
I chose
the
all
trick.
like the semi-unique names, I guess you could say, the less traditional names.
Yeah.
But if you chose the traditional names, I could totally see how they would kind of pair you up with Falcon. And then I just,
Well, let us know what your baby names are. Actually, just send us the names of your children.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. And if they're kids, send a picture. Yeah. That'd be neat.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, well, you can if you want to. But hey, that's it for this episode. Again, we are going to be back with listener mail, we promise.
Yes.
This week. And we are going to be coming to you on Thursdays, I believe, next week. So
Yes,
the
because
day
Wednesdays are
after
going to
Loki.
be-
That's when our episodes are going to come out. So you may be here on Monday and be like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You're too early.
Yeah. You got here way too early, my dude.
We're here way too. Maybe we'll release the listener mail on Monday and remind
that'd be
everyone.
nice.
We'll do that.
Okay.
So we'll record listener mail, but we'll release it on Monday for everyone that forgot and to be like, hey,
Yeah.
see you on Thursday.
Yeah.
But here's an episode for you.
A quick ep, yeah.
And so, so we're going to be coming back with what do we call it? Looking at Loki?
We still have to figure that out. I don't know. Send in your suggestions, my guys, because I really don't know.
I think looking is good. But it's going to be the show Loki episode by episode, and they're coming out on Thursdays.
Yes.
So we've got quite a few of those in the bank before Black Widow will be back soon enough too.
Right.
But yeah, that's the end of this one. Sophia, what do you have to plug?
Just the same old, same old. Thank you so much for supporting and listening to the pod. If you want, you can go check out our Patreon. It's going to be patreon.com/delphinpod, DELFINPOD. You can check out all of the other shows that are on this network and support them, or it's just support this one. Totally up to you. I don't care. Do whatever you want. And then also you can follow me on any social medias. It's going to be @simply Sophie, SOFIEE. And thanks.
Yeah, and definitely go to Patreon to support. That's how we can continue this. There's some fun things there, like a trivia series. We have video pods with Brent, John, and Andrew that are on there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys.
Since we've been doing it remotely, so that's been exciting. But a lot of content there that's exclusive, including Marvel stuff that you might really like to hear.
Yeah.
But other stuff too, like Star Wars and stuff. But listen to all of the shows on the Dolphin Pod Network. I know Dirt Sheet Radio is taking off right now.
Man, that's
there
insane.
are wrestlers.
So if you're into like wrestling at all, you need to go and check that out because they even have, I think they have like an interview or interviews.
There's a couple of wrestlers from AEW, of course WWE. John Cena is a fan of the pod, which is exciting.
Super cool.
But we still can't see do you get it? But we won't ever know. You don't watch wrestling, right?
No, I have no idea what you're talking
you don't
about.
Get it. All right, that's fine.
I'm just super impressed with how hard they work, and I'm like, dang guys, like that's wild.
Support all the shows, Director Showdown that's on our network now, all that stuff. But listen to them all, and we will see you here next week for our Untitled Loki series.
Stay tuned.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.